took my hand, you showed me how, you promised me you'd be around.
Good morning. Today I'm speaking to you about connecting between donor families and recipients. My name is Robyn McCanna and I'm an advocate of donor families and recipients having the right to meet if both parties agree. My story. At the beginning of 2014, my husband and I had two children, Sally, who had just turned 29, and Stephen, who was about to turn 26. In May, Sally was involved in a single motor vehicle accident on her way to work. She was stabilised at our local hospital and then airlifted by the Snowy Hydro chopper here to the Canberra hospital. Sally was pronounced brain dead on Mother's Day. She had been very vocal about organ donation and was a registered donor. Paul, Stephen and I had no hesitation in honouring her wishes. She donated her heart, kidneys, liver and pancreas. We were told by the Donate Life team at the hospital that we would be able to write anonymously to Sally's recipients. When we received the letter from Donate Life telling us about each recipient and how they were progressing following their transplants, I sat down and wrote to each one, trying to describe to them their donor without divulging too much information. I told them of her many interests, her favourite foods, what music she liked, and that her favourite colour was pink, and that she had a zest for life and adventure. Writing these letters was not an easy thing to do. I then forwarded my letters to Sean, who approved them, and he then forwarded them on to each recipient's coordinator. We were fortunate to receive a reply after about 6 months from the heart recipient, giving us an insight into her life since her transplant and how grateful she was to have received Sally's gift. She also sent us a card at the second anniversary to let us know she was still doing well. However, we were still wishing, hoping that we might hear from the other recipients. During this time, I was lucky enough to meet Peter and Linda Spencer here at our first memory service. They too had lost a child. After returning home from the service, I contacted Sean and asked him if he could put me in touch with Linda. And from there we have shared our journeys with each other. Linda messaged me one night to tell me about a Facebook page she had joined. She offered to add me as it is a closed page, and that's when I became a member of the Donor and Recipients Group Australia. After joining, I spent hours reading other family stories, and it made me realise that we are not alone on this journey. It also gave me an insight into how recipients feel, wondering should they write letters and what to say if they did. After months of reading people's stories and with Linda's encouragement, I decided to post our story. I received many wonderful comments from fellow donor families and love and gratitude from recipients, thanking us for being brave enough to honour our daughter's wishes. In November 2015, I posted again on the page, saying with Stephen's wedding being 4 weeks away, I was struggling with how I would cope on the day. I mentioned again the date of Sally's donation and that I had written letters and how we had had a reply from the heart recipient but not heard from the remaining recipients. Many people commented, and one of them I was about to learn was the recipient of Sally's pancreas and 1 kidney. When Helen contacted me, however, she was unsure if Sally was her donor because she'd written to us and she had never received our letter. It was devastating to learn that our letters had been lost in the system. Donate Life has assured me processes have been changed to ensure that this does not happen again. So I had found Helen. It was an overwhelming and wonderful experience to be able to share all of Sally's details with her, to hear her story of how the transplant had saved her life and given her more precious time with her family. I've now met Helen, and again, what an amazing experience. We are in close contact now, and this has made a real difference in our grief process. In October last year, I was invited to be a panellist at the Deakin University in Melbourne. The topic being discussed was the ethical issues of donor families and recipients meeting. Professor Francis Delmonico, who is the Chief Medical Officer of the New England Organ Bank and Professor of Surgery at Harvard Medical School in Boston, was quite surprised to learn that Donate Life and the OTA are bound by government regulations and are not able to give information to donor families or recipients. He said that where he comes from, they go out of their way to assist donor families and recipients in meeting if they wish, something that I hope Australia will adopt as well. It is not against the law for us to seek information about donor families or our recipients. There are other Facebook pages that we can join. Aussie Transplant Mates, Donor Families Australia. They're all there to assist us on our journeys. I'm here today with a touch of pink in my hair, so if anyone wishes to speak to me at the conclusion of the service, please do. Thank you.